How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Tommy Jr. Bricks video. Today, we're going to be ranking every season of Ninjago ever. So get ready and buckle up, because let's get right into it. Starting with the pilots. I mean, the pilots are just, they're classic. You can't beat them. I mean, they have some of the most beautiful visuals in all of Ninjago. The humor holds up. The plot's good. It's iconic. I mean, I'll try not to be completely nostalgia blind here, and I can't give it anything lower than an S. I'm sorry. Which also brings me to Season 1. S tier. Easily. I mean, probably the most iconic season of Ninjago of all time. Really, everything from the pilots to Skybound Season 6, I mean, it was generational. It was unstoppable. I don't truly think we'll ever see anything like that again. It was a truly unmatched run. Which brings me to Season 2. Now, Season 2 wasn't quite as good as Season 1. There's a decent amount of filler in it. But, I mean, that finale, my gosh. One of the top 5 greatest experiences of my life as a child was watching that finale live and the hype around it. So I'm gonna give it an A. I'm not gonna let the nostalgia blind me. Now, Season 3 Rebooted. If you know anything about me, if you've ever seen my Instagram, you probably know Rebooted is my favorite season of all time. That's no secret. It's the greatest season of Ninjago ever made. The only thing that would make it better is if it was a little bit longer. My only critique of the season is that the plot is a little rushed. It is a little fast-paced. It could have done with more than 8 episodes, but it is what it is. Tournament. Tournament is a season that really grew on me over the years. Not that I didn't like it when it came out. It's just that it had such big shoes to fill after Rebooted for me. But I think it's a worthy successor. So for that reason, I'm going to give it an A. Possession. I mean, one of the GOATs. I mean, a good friend of mine, Starbricks, over on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, you should check him out. He actually pointed out to me a way that Possession could have been a much, much better season is if it was a Kai-focused season instead, because it basically already is. But if instead of Lloyd defeating Moro at the end, it could have been Kai, and it could have been Kai versus Moro in a nice parallel to each other, so you can see what the greed of wanting to be the Green Ninja can do to a person. You can either hold on to it like Moro and basically throw your life away, or you can be like Kai, let go, learn to, give up and move on. And I think that just would have made the ending all the more spectacular. Skybound. Another fantastic season. I think it's probably one of the most rewatchable, at least for me. I do have some minor nitpicks with it, and my biggest critique is that Kai is only in it for like 2 episodes, and they completely butcher his characterization. So for that reason, it's getting an A. Day of the Departed, I would say it's just mid. That's definitely a solid B. There's nothing severely wrong with it. It's just not as good. Hands of Time. Hands of Time, I don't actually hate. A lot of people hate it. I don't hate it. It's definitely not the best. Definitely one of the weakest seasons of... Definitely the weakest season of Ninjago up to this point. I think I'm going to have to give it a C, though. When the season was airing, it was right around the time we started getting the leaks for the movie, and it was honestly one of the things that kind of drove me away from Ninjago and LEGO as a whole at the time, because the season just wasn't that enjoyable for me. Sons of Garmadon. Now, Sons of Garmadon, I wanted to hate so bad. I wanted to, just because of nostalgia, just because I was upset that things were changing, just because I was, 9 or 10 years old and, didn't want my favorite show to change, and I thought it wasn't going to feel like Ninjago anymore. So it took me a long time to get around to actually watching it, but I'm glad that I did, because it is some of the best Ninjago has to offer, which also brings me to Hunted, which is exactly, I feel the same way about Hunted. It is some of the best that Ninjago has to offer. The writing of Hunted is spectacular, and I love the parallel of 4 original ninja raising Wu for a change. March of the Oni, again, I think it's just kind of mid. It's a little forgettable, like there's really nothing that spectacular about it. I liked Kai having to reforge the golden weapons, but also at the same time, did we need the golden weapons back again for the 3rd time? Probably not. The Oni were definitely underwhelming. And speaking of underwhelming, yeah, Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, F tier. If the Ice chapter were separate, maybe it would be D tier, but they're honestly both just so forgettable. And yeah, when I was getting back into Ninjago, I've only ever seen this season once, and I have no will to rewatch it. Now, Prime Empire. I think Prime Empire is actually something really special. Prime Empire was what got me back into LEGO and Ninjago as a whole. I think I got a clip for it on my TikTok when the new episodes were coming out, and that single-handedly kind of rekindled my spark for Ninjago. It was during quarantine, and I had a couple Ninjago sets that I hadn't built yet. So I put on the new Prime Empire episodes, and I built some of the old sets I had lying around, and it really got me back into Ninjago, and then got me back into Instagram and all that. And if it weren't for Prime Empire, I wouldn't be here today. Master of the Mountain. Oh gosh, it really sucks that Master of the Mountain was the follow-up to Prime Empire, because I really didn't like it. Cole's my least favorite ninja, so that's already a strike. I just think it's so forgettable. I thought it was so boring. I thought there was nothing stand out, so I'm going to have to give it a C. The Island. Yeah, it's really just mid. There's nothing special. There's nothing to write home about. I've never rewatched it. I don't really have any desire to. It just kind of is what it is. Seabound. I think it's also just kind of mid. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's certainly far from the best. Again, just such a waste of Kai. The finale was pretty good, even though Crystallized would immediately walk back on it. Crystallized gets a C. Again, like, it's not terrible, but there's just so many odd choices. The ending was so underwhelming. Dragon's Rising Season 1. Dragon's Rising Season 1 was a hard one for me to start. Because after Crystallized, I was like, okay, you know, this new Ninjago, it's probably just not going to be for me. Like, you know, it looked like half the characters weren't going to be there, and I just wasn't interested. So it probably took me, like, over a year or two to finally get around to watching Dragon's Rising. And Season 1, I think, was the hardest for me to actually sit through. It just was, again, it was just boring and uneventful, and I really don't like Eren. Wildfire was much rougher around the edges and much more insufferable. Dragon's Rising Season 2 was somewhat of a step up, but again, just nothing that great. And finally, that leaves us with Dragon's Rising Season 3. I thought it was just kind of mid. I don't think any of Dragon's Rising has lived up to the hype of any of the OG Ninjago seasons. It's just not that great. The Forbidden Five were severely, severely nerfed. Just a huge letdown. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun filming this video, and I'm hoping that there's plenty more to come. So if you're interested and you want to stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon. There's plenty more where that came from. And don't forget to check out my Instagram page for daily LEGO content. That's the best place to keep up with me and what I'm doing, so be sure to check it out. Alright, thanks guys. See you in the next one.